Hi everyone, it's Lesley from Hungry Heify Crafts, and today I have a card to share with a little kitty on it, and it says I love you more than cats love boxes. And I think everybody knows that cats love boxes a lot. I managed to pick up this die set from Mama Elephant. I have been looking for it for ages. It's called the All Prettied Up die set, and it has some cute scalloped and it's got a bow die in it as well, but it also has this box. And right away I knew that I wanted to use it with this little cat stamp, which is from SimonSays Stamp. So I have started off with my card today by cutting out the box using some craft cardstock. And it's really cute and neat the way that they've made it, because there's a slit which allows you to tuck little objects inside. This kitty is stamped with SimonSays Stamp, You Are Pawesome, the cat stamp from that, and I've coloured it in using some copic markers on some Nina Solo Art cardstock. And that's not in the video today because I coloured it while we were at the doctor's. But for the basis of the card, I'm taking some watercolour cardstock and I'm going to cut out a panel using the scalloped die that's in the All Prettied Up Mama Elephant die set. And I'm using watercolour cardstock today because I'm going to be using the ink smooshing technique, which you'll see in just a little bit. But first of all, I wanted to make sure that my greeting or my saying on the front was going to fit. And I'm using some Lawn Fawn Milo's ABCs to create a saying or a greeting on the front that says, more than cats love boxes. And then just above that, I'm taking the I love you stamp, which is from a Technique Tuesday stamp set called Simply You. It says I love you. So the greeting will read, I love you more than cats love boxes. And we all know that is a lot. So here we go. I'm starting on my ink smooshing. I've got some excess packaging just from a product that I have bought, and I've pressed my ink pads on top of the slick surface. I'm using some broken china to bring in some blue tones, and I'm also using the cracked pistachio distress ink, which is a beautiful teal mint color. And you can see in my hand there I have got a piece of acetate that's just a spare piece of acetate, and I'm pressing that onto the ink bubbles that I squirted with some plain water, and I'm using the corner of it to move the ink around and get it exactly where I want it to go. I built up the colour a couple of times by letting the colour dry in between adding different layers, and that gives you that really nice like splotchy effect, or more of a watercolour effect. So now let's move on to my stamping, and for the greeting I'm going to be using two different colours. The I love you I want in a brighter colour so it can stand out, because it is fairly small, but for the rest of it I'm going to be using a grey tone. This is the slate cardstock by SimonSays Stamp, not cardstock, ink, sorry. And I'm using my Misty for a couple of reasons. One, it allows me to do the whole greeting together rather than stamping the letters individually. It makes sure that they're straight, but also because this is watercolor cardstock, it has a bit of texture to it, so it's hard to get a good impression the first time. So I'm able to double stamp when I'm using my Misty. For the smaller, as I mentioned, I want to add some color, so I'm going to emboss that with some abandoned coral distress ink, and then put some clear embossing powder over the top, just to give that a little bit of a just to highlight it, I guess, make it stand out a little bit more. So once I've got that embossing powder on top, I'm going to heat that with my heat tool very quickly and set that, and all I need to do then is to assemble the rest of the card. I'm using some glue dots to put together the little box, and I'm making sure that I only put glue dots on the very bottom so that I can push my little kitty inside the box. I'll also stick this down with some glue dots as well, with the feet tucked in but the whisker sticking out. So there we go, that's pretty much the basis of the card complete, but I want to mount that onto some craft coloured cardstock. This is some cardstock that I've simply trimmed down so that it is a standard A2 note card. And using some double-sided sticky tape, I'm sticking this front panel right on top. To finish off the card and just add a little bit more dimension, I'm using my glossy accents to create some little bubbles on the background, and I also did the little kitty's nose as well. And that's it. I set it aside then to dry. The glossy accents does take a little while to dry, a few hours, but I left it overnight, and this was the finished product. Thanks very much for watching the video today. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and hop on over to Hungry Healthy Crafts for more of my videos. And I hope you have a very happy day. Bye!